5 minutes commercial cake recipe without an oven. Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. To all new viewers, my name is Susan and this is the fun channel where I share all things DIY, craft, family, lifestyle, millinery tutorials, commercial business recipes, how to earn money on the side while you're waiting for that small chops or cake, all food order and lots more. Trust me, this is actually where a lot of things, a lot of fun things happen. To all my OGs, the reason why we keep pushing and creating content every week. Thank you guys so much. You guys mean so much to me. For my 5 minutes commercial cake recipe, I'm making use of regular granulated sugar, flour that I already sieved twice, and then I'm making use of large eggs and flavor. Please, you need to check the description box beneath this video for a detailed list of all the items and the correct measurement. So this is the industrial flavor I'm using. Then I'll be using butter, margarine, and I'm using a soft brand of margarine here. I'll talk about that in the description box. And then baking powder. This is a double active baking powder. It's not compulsory for you to use this brand or other brands there. So this is the overview of all the items I'll be using for this recipe. Now for your flour, you need to sieve it 3 times. I've sieved it twice and I'm going to sieve it the last time inside my butter bowl. That is where all the things are going to happen. Now for the butter, I said I'm using a soft butter here. Please don't use C-Max. I've seen a lot of people baking with C-Max. A lot of Nigerian bakers baking with C-Max. Please don't use C-Max. You're not cooking jollof rice into your alone. Don't use C-Max. You can use soft margarine like Napa. You can use soft margarine like Valido. Sorry, I'm not promoting this brand. Actually, I'm not promoting this brand. There are actually things or brands that I know are working. Please don't use Topper because Topper is not soft for this recipe. And this is a 5 minutes recipe. In other words, you're mixing everything, all the items together and combining them for 5 minutes. Now the flour is a flour that you have to sieve it twice. And the last time you're sieving the flour, you're sieving it the third time to incorporate air. Next, I added my sugar into my bowl, my mixing bowl, and then I'm going to go over to add my baking powder. I'm using 4 teaspoons. I'm using standard measurements here. Like I usually say, try to invest in a good measuring scale, digital measuring scale, not the analog measuring scale, and measuring cup, standard baker's measuring cup. So I'm mixing everything into this bowl. I'm going to use my spoon to stir in my baking powder, and then I'm also going to be adding in my eggs. I'll add my flavor too, and I'll add in my eggs. If you've watched any of my baking videos, you know I usually say, never break in your egg over your mixing bowl. Break your eggs away from your mixing bowl. Why? One, sometimes you may have spoiled egg. If you break over your mixing bowl, the old batter, your old batter is going to be soiled. You won't be able to use it again if the eggs are bad. Two, you're going to have egg shells inside your mixing bowl, and you do not want that. Well, you can also remove eggshells by using some part of the shell to remove any pieces of shell inside your batter. But why do you want to go through all that? Just break away from your mixing bowl. So I'm breaking the eggs. Make sure you're using large eggs, and I'm doing the counting method. Yes, if you've signed up for my baking class, my Bakewell class, you know the meaning of counting method when it comes to egg and weighing method. And if you've also been following my other channels, Sussy's cake recipes, where I usually share foolproof cake recipes, pastry recipes, snacks recipes, and unlike that, you will know some of these things. Next, I'm going to add my industrial flavor. I am not using Foster Clark here. Sorry, I'm calling out brands that I know that I usually see a lot of people baking use, because it doesn't bring out that flavor. So use industrial flavors when you are baking, especially if you're in Nigeria. So I'm going to go into mixing. There's a trick to mixing. You mix on the lowest speed of your mixer, either stand mixer or hand mixer like this, for 1 minute. Please note the timing. For 1 minute, to mix for 1 minute first, then just to combine the items, then you increase your mixer speed to the highest and whisk all the items together for 3 minutes, making 4 minutes. And the last 1 minute, you are turning your mixer speed to the lowest again and beating for the last minute. Why? The reason is the first time you're beating is to mix the items together. Then when you increase your mixer speed, you are incorporating air, because this recipe needs a lot of air to give you an extra volume. Why? The last time you're using your mixer speed is to remove the air you've incorporated while baking. I hope all this baking grammar is not too much like this. So that is just the trick of mixing for 5 minutes. And if you do not have a mixer like I am using, either it's a hand mixer or a standing cake mixer, you can use your hands to whisk, and you whisk for 7 minutes. You're using your hands. Please check if you're using your like a whisk, hand whisk. Don't use your bare hand though. Don't use your bare hand to mix you. I said hand whisk or spatula or this turning stick, and here you can use those ones to mix. Now check the description box within this video, because I'm going to be leaving some tips. I'm going to be leaving some details in the description box. You know how we roll now, my OGs. Thank you all so much, my OGs. You guys are the best thing, the best set of community that I've had on this channel. Another important thing is, while you are mixing with your mixer, always use a spatula to scrape the side and the bottom of your bowl. This will prevent any unmixed ingredient like flour or sugar, and it make you mix all the items well. I hope this makes sense. Yes, I hope it makes sense. To all my new viewers, and you are still watching my video to this moment, it means you are gaining one thing or another from my video. Please subscribe, Ejo, Pico. I beg, I don't know how to speak Hausa, but please subscribe and leave me in the comment section like, hi, I'm new here, and I'll leave you a special virtual hug in my next video. It's a promise. So please subscribe. You are gaining knowledge. Please subscribe. Thank you. The shelf life for this cake recipe is 14 days. No jokes. That is, it can stay outside the fridge or freezer for 14 days. So this is one recipe you can do if you are supplying supermarkets and the likes. I do not put preservatives in any of my baked treats. I don't put preservatives in any of my baked treats. And look at how fluffy this batter is. This is yummy. So I'm through mixing, and the next thing I'm going to do is to pour it into my prepared cake pan. Yes, prepared cake pan. I grease it first with butter or margarine, then I apply little flour and then dusted out the excess flour, and it's ready. So I usually weigh my cake in my pan to get accurate measurements. All my pans, I know the weight of butter that goes into them. So I'm baking in 2 size 8, and I'm going to bake in adding 700 grams of butter into each of the size 8. Then the last size, which is size 7, which one, that one is for me and my family, I'll be putting about 450 grams of butter. So this gave me 2 size 8 cakes and 1 size 7 cake, round. So for a square pan, the weight of the butter is different. So for this round one is 700 grams. Yes, so then you can now stock them together when you're decorating. This is actually for a client. The size 8 cakes are for clients, while the size 7 is for me and my family. Please remember to check the description box beneath this video for more tips. Don't overlook that. Today's special virtual hug is for Blessing Thompson, Timmy Calabo, and Precious Gift. Thank you guys so much for being a huge support and for joining my online community. And to my new viewers who are still watching, once you subscribe, just leave me in the comment section, hi, I'm new here, and I'll leave you a special virtual hug in my next video. And to my OGs, thank you guys so much. Over 900 subscribers. You guys are the best. Thank you all so much. So once I'm through measuring my butter into my prepared cake pan, I'm going to bake in my pot. Yes, I'm not going to put on my 40-yard industrial oven to bake 3 cakes in this economy. No, that is unwise. Let me also use this opportunity to say that My cookbooks are still live on Amazon, on Kobo, on Draft to Digital, on Seller, and other publishing sites. One is about small chops, everything you need to know about small chops, and the other is about bread. So if you have not still gotten it, hey, you are missing big time. And I'm about to release another cookbook which is about cake, everything you need to know about baking as a beginner, even as a pro. All my baking, my cake recipes, no fake cake recipes. I'm about to release that on the 20th of March. So if you order for that book on time, I'm talking about my cake recipe cookbook, you are going to have a huge discount. So if you have not yet gotten the two other ones that are live on Amazon, on Kobo, on Seller, on Gumroad, on Draft Digital, please go and get it. Especially if you're a small chops vendor, you want to begin making small chops, or even if you are into bread making, you need that. So for my pot, I'm just going to put this head of stove in this empty pot, and then I'm going to heat it up just like when you preheat your normal oven. I'm not putting sand inside it, no. Now the stove head I kept inside it is just to elevate the pan. You don't want the pan sitting directly in the pot or touching the base of the pot. It's going to make your cake get burnt. So this is preheated. I'm going to put my pan into the pot, and I'm going to cover it. Make sure that your pan is not touching the side of the pot, and then I'll cover it, and also cover the pot again, the pot lid again, with a big napkin or towel. This is to introduce steam into the baking, and this method of baking is baking in the pot and also dry baking. So now my cake is ready. Look at how beautiful this is. This was baked under 15 minutes. So to know if your cake is ready, you insert a skewer into the center of the cake, not at the side but at the center of the cake, and if the skewer comes out clean, it means your cake is ready. Another way to know if your cake is ready is once you touch the top of your cake, it's not going to stick to your hand. That shows that your cake is ready. The third method is once you slightly press your cake, the top of your cake slightly, it's going to bounce back to you. It's going to lift back to you. That shows that your cake is ready. So I'm adding the second. Remember, we have 3 pans. I'm adding the second pan into the pot. The pot is still hot. Please, you are baking on low to medium heat. If it's too high, if the heat of your pot is too high, your cake is going to get baked on time, and the center will not still be baked. You do not want that. So another way of knowing that your cake is ready is the cake is going to peel from the side of the pot, of the pan rather. It's going to peel from the side of the pan by itself. That shows that your cake is well baked. So I hope this helps you when you're making your 5 minutes commercial cake recipe. So these are baked. I'm just going to flip them to my tray. My tray, I spread it with a cling film so that it's easier for me to pick it up when I'm decorating. And then these are ready. So I'm going to repeat the same process for the remaining 2 batter, unbaked batter. Now there are variations to this recipe. In other words, there are other things you can do to this recipe to take it from this level to a more yummy level, and that is only possible, at least you can only know that when you sign up for my bakery class. Sorry, you can make chocolate cake from this recipe. Please, it's not those chocolate cake that I have tasted or that I have seen that you make your regular vanilla sponge cake and then you just add cocoa powder, or some of you add brownie to it. Please, that is not a chocolate cake, yo. Not a chocolate cake. Please, not a chocolate cake. So from this recipe, you can make a chocolate cake, you can make a red velvet cake, you can make a coconut cake, you can make a marble cake batter. Yes. These are some of the things you get to learn when you sign up for my bakery class, or when you order from my cake recipe cookbook that is coming up on the 20th of March this year. Yeah. So these are well baked, and I'm going to leave them to cool completely before I go ahead to decorate them. So how do you like eating your cake? Do you like eating them when they're extremely hot, like some of my students, on-site students usually do? Or you leave them to cool completely before you eat? Or are you like me that like making them chilled first before eating? Let me know in the comment section. And to my new viewers, once you subscribe, just say hi, I'm new, and I'll leave you a special virtual hug in my next video. And to my OGs, I love you guys so much. Thank you for your support. See you in new video. Bye bye.